I want to welcome you to our Wednesday night webinar. Each and every Wednesday, we talk about our products here at Wakana. We talk about a condition that many may have challenges from. We talk about anything from anxiety to fibromyalgia to lupus to osteoarthritis. You name it, we have a long list of videos that you can reference to. But tonight, our talk is about essential oils. Essential oils are essential, and you're going to learn tonight how essential oils can be used, how our essential oils can be used from the experts. So tonight we have Dr. Joy Smith, we have Dr. Betty Guy Smith, and we have Dr. Karen Williams. She's not a doctor, but Karen Williams also is going to be on the panel. All three of these ladies are experts in the field of aromatherapy. Dr. Joy Smith is going to lead us in a discussion, and she is a pharmacist. She's an aromatherapist. She's a certified CBD dispensary owner, a Wakanapreneur, as well as a sapphire in our company. And I just want to read a note from Dr. Joy Smith, if you don't mind, Dr. Joy Smith. But she has a very passionate and powerful note about how she feels about plant-based medicine and natural, organic ways of addressing your health. And she says, my pharmaceutical training taught me that medicine is first line for healing. But after watching how the medical industry continues to profit, even as people get sicker, I knew I also wanted to explore the side of healing that encourages holistic approaches to wellness. I have an innate passion for healing, and the marriage of my traditional and holistic training has given me a unique perspective. I firmly believe that healing should be.
I'm sorry, Dr. Rita, I didn't finish that one. Healing should be individual to each person, not a one-size-fits-all approach. Sorry.
Firmly believes that healing should be not a one-size-fits-all approach, but be individualized. There are many lanes for holistic healing, she feels, but she found her love in the healing power of plants. She's fascinated by how the plants that God created have such powerful emotional, physical, and spiritual healing power. She started with essential oils by becoming an essential oil distributor, then a certified aromatherapist, and now she is a proud Wakanapreneur, still spreading the good news about plant-based healing. Love this note, Dr. Joy Smith, and you can take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Rita. Can you hear me and see my slides? I know you can see my slides, but can you hear me well?
I can hear you very well.
Okay, good. So as Dr. Rita said, I am just fascinated about plant-based healing, and I'm glad that I get to talk to you all in this realm because essential oils were my first love before CBD came and just stole my heart as well. So in these pictures, you see me teaching at an essential oil class at Gilda's Club in Chicago. And then you see my baby at the bottom who helps me with a lot of my essential oil DIY projects. But my first introduction to essential oils was peppermint oil for congestion, right? But with my baby, I had a particularly interesting experience because she was going to get antibiotics for an ear infection that she had. And we did one round of antibiotics. They didn't work, is what they said. They didn't work. And because my baby was so small, I went ahead and did the antibiotics because she can't tell me what's wrong. She can't tell me what's going on. But when they said the first one didn't work, I said, well, let me try something natural. And I looked up a bunch of different things and I saw garlic and mullein oil. And when I saw that, I was like, I mean, it's worth a try. And if it doesn't work, then maybe I can go back to the traditional method. But I gave my baby garlic and mullein oil in her ear for 10 days, the same amount of time that I would have given her the antibiotic. And when I took her back to the doctor after those 10 days, the ear infection was gone. So I can't speak for what may happen for you because I think that healing is an individualized approach, but I saw the power of healing in plants and in plant-based oils in that respect, especially with my baby who couldn't tell me anything different. So that's part of where my passion comes from, just healing using the things that God has given us. So that's a little bit of fun fact about me. So what are essential oils? They are highly concentrated aromatic extracts that are either distilled or expressed from a variety of plant material. It can be flowers, grasses, leaves, roots, or seeds. And how can essential oils be used? Essential oils can be used topically. As you see here, this person at the top left is dropping the essential oil or the oil onto their skin. Essential oils can be used aromatically, meaning they can be inhaled either through a diffuser or, rubbing a couple of drops on your hand and inhaling them. They can be taken, some can be taken internally. And you want to make sure you get with your trained aromatherapist to figure out which ones are okay for you to take internally. But they can be placed in some of these empty vegetable capsules or added to teas, as you see here. And they can also be used in DIY preparation. So if you're making a cleaning solution or, working on something to heal yourself, you can use them. Working on something to clean, you can use them in DIY preparations as well. So without going into too much detail and too much intricate science about how essential oils work, what I will tell you is that the essential oils work through the olfactory system. So when you're smelling, your essential oils come into your body, and then they reach an area of your brain called the limbic system. And that limbic system controls your emotions, it controls your feelings, it can regulate, it can relax you, it can stimulate you, depending on which essential oil is being used and depending on how your body takes it in. So just know that the essential oils attack the limbic system in the brain, and they help with that area in terms of emotion. So I always like to give a little bit of a history lesson, and I have some of my notes here that I'm going to kind of go through, but I always like to give a history lesson to let you know that essential oils have been around for so long. I've said this before, but drugs are the new kids on the block, and essential oils have been around for years and years, right? So the first oil that we're going to talk about is going to be the Essential Defense, but I'll tell you why this picture makes sense with the Essential Defense. So Essential Defense has a blend of oils that had been used for years and years and years. And so back in 1413 in Europe and Asia, people were becoming sick with the bubonic plague, right? So it was ravaging communities. It was almost impossible not to be in the area or to be in the area where the plague was and not contract the plague. Sounds very much like coronavirus. It seems like coronavirus is popping up everywhere. So there were 4 thieves who escaped its grasp. Whatever they were doing, and I'll tell you what they were doing in a minute, but whatever they were doing, they were able to escape the grasp of the plague. So once they were caught, because they were stealing goods from dead bodies and stealing goods from the homes of people who had passed away from the plague, once they were caught, the judge that caught them said, look, if you tell me what you're doing to make sure that you don't contract this disease, then I'll let you go. I'll let you go free. And what they said was they lost their jobs as perfume and spice merchants, again, sounding like today. People are being furloughed, people can't work. They lost their jobs as spice merchants. So they were going to steal from people. They were going to get what they needed from people that they shouldn't have taken it from. But what they said was, we used and formulated a blend of oils that allowed us to remain safe. And we applied it on our hands, our feet, our ears, our temples, and the mask that they were using while they were stealing, so that they're not breathing in the microbes in the air from the plague, right? So the blend consisted of the same oils that are in our Essential Defense: cinnamon, rosemary, eucalyptus, lemon, and clove. And our Essential Defense has those oils as well. And so doctors would wear this mask that you see that kind of looks like a bird beak, and these long robes when they were treating patients. And they would kind of douse their robes in that blend as well, so that they wouldn't contract the bubonic plague from those patients. So it's just amazing how history repeats itself, one, but it's amazing that they were able to use the same oils that we're using and providing for our customers and distributors today to keep themselves above the wellness line. So here's our Essential Defense, and I'm going to move this over here so you can see. Again, cinnamon, clove, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. It can support your wellness during seasonal change in terms of making sure that you're not getting all those seasonal bugs, protecting you against airborne microbes. I've heard people put some of the essential defense or even some of the first defense spray inside of their mask so that they can just kind of breathe in those vapors. Serving as a disinfectant. So I talked about those DIY preparations that you can do. If you're mixing it with a little bit of water and alcohol and dropping some essential defense in there, that can serve as like a surface cleaner for you. Purifying the air if you're diffusing it. And it's great for the oral health. So I know you've heard Dr. Rita and some of us talk about how she might drop a little bit of essential defense on her toothbrush to just kind of help make sure that those mucous membranes are clear of bacteria. So topically, we talked about how to use essential oils topically, aromatically, or in the air, or internally, right? So with our essential defense, using it topically, you can dilute, let me see, 1 to 2 drops in a teaspoon of carrier oil if this is your first time, and apply it to the bottoms of the feet, because we know that our pores on the bottoms of our feet are some of the largest in our bodies, and it can allow the essential defense or any essential oil that you add for that matter to travel into every cell in your body within a short period of time. Aromatically, you can even start with 1 to 2 drops if you're sensitive to the smell. You can do 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 drops in a diffuser and enjoy the aroma for up to 30 minutes, 3 times daily. We give you that time frame because you don't need to be running the diffuser all day. You want to give your senses a little chance to settle down, and then you might start it up again after 30 minutes or leave the room and come back. You can also place a drop in your hand, rub your hands together so that heat comes in, and then you can just inhale those vapors by cupping your hands around your mouth like this. Internally, like I said, you can place a couple of drops in your tea. What I would advise is if you have your tea bag in the cup, you have your honey, you can put the essential oil, inside of the honey, and that way the fats mix together and then they can distribute throughout the liquid tea. The veggie capsule that we talked about, kind of creating your own internal wellness supplement, or putting it on your toothbrush to kind of address those mucous membranes to attack any germs. Again, our first defense nasal spray, this is what we talked about, we've been talking about for a while in terms of just clearing those nasal passages, helping with the inflammation that can be a result of sinus issues or what have you. So our full spectrum CBD oil is in this product. So if you do have any random drug screens at your job, know that there is full spectrum CBD in this one, meaning that there's 0.3% or less inside of this product. There's hemp seed oil, rosemary, cinnamon, basil, lemongrass, lemon, peppermint, eucalyptus, lavender, and clove oils. So just a host of essential oils that in fact viruses have trouble living in the presence of. So this is just an overall great opportunity for you to just kind of get that first defense inside of your body. And what you need to know is that your nasal passages absorb 6 to 8 more times than any other area in your body. So you're really power packing yourself with that essential and first defense. Now, what you need to know in terms of using this product, you remove the safety class, you tilt your head back. And this is by personal experience because I've used it. You tilt your head back and you can press down on the applicator and spray gently, but don't snort. Just kind of keep your head back in a way where it can just kind of run down. Because what happens when you snort is you can aggravate those nasal passages because there are what's called hot oils in this first defense product. So hot oils are oils that can cause like a heated sensation and can be kind of hot to the touch on your skin. So peppermint is one of those, cinnamon is one of those, clove is one of those. So when you're putting the product into your nose, do not snort. Just inhale gently, breathe normally, because as we say, it can cause irritation. And if you are congested or if you need to clear out your nose, blow your nose first and then wait a little while after, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes after, so that you're not blowing out all of the first defense that you put in there. Of course, sanitize your tip with alcohol in between use and replace it with the plastic cap. And just like I said, if you need to blow your nose, wait about 5 minutes. Remember, 1 spray in each nostril to start. You don't need to use the whole bottle thinking that that's gonna just free you of all your issues. No, just 1 spray in each nostril. And our immune defense tea, oh goodness. So our immune defense tea has echinacea, golden seal, Siberian ginseng, yellow dock root, and lemongrass. And the uses are kind of, or the benefits of this tea are kind of in order based on how the herbs are listed, but the immune function can be improved, promotes antiviral and antibacterial activity, digestion can be improved, improving the body's stress response and removing toxins, and improving metabolism and assisting in fat loss. So all of these amazing ingredients help to assist with all those functions in the body, which is amazing. So what do? This can make up to 32 ounces, and you can drink this cold or hot. So you boil the 32 ounces of this immune defense tea, you put it in the boiling water and allow it to steep and cool before you're consuming it hot or refrigerating it to make it cold. The suggested serving size is 8 ounces daily or 4 ounces twice a day. Of course, with any of our products, even essential oils, even though they're great, you want to make sure that you're consulting your physician if you're pregnant, nursing, taking medications, have serious health issues where you're being followed by a doctor or another specialist, just to make sure that any of the herbs that are being taken or any of the essential oils that are being used are not duplicating what your medications are doing or aggravating any issues that you may have already. Oh, sorry. All right, so these are just a couple of essential oil safety considerations, and I know that our next wonderful speakers, Karen and Dr. Betty, will probably touch on these as well, but not applying to open wounds. You wanna make sure that if you're applying essential oil for a healing purpose, that that wound is kind of closed up and is not actively draining or anything like that. Keeping away from the eyes and washing your hands after use. This is personal because I've been the one to try to just throw water on my eyes, but that's not gonna work because water and oil don't mix. So if you ever get any essential oil near your eye, get the closest carrier oil you can think of, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, whatever you have on hand, and slap it on that eye until it stops burning, because that water isn't gonna do anything for you but make you angry. If you have never used any essential oils before and you're planning to use them on your skin, find a small area like that you can do a patch test, whether it's the back of your arm, the back of your leg, somewhere that's inconspicuous. So if you do have a reaction, then it won't be something like on your face or on an area where everyone can see. Excuse me. Again, read warnings and talk with your doctor if you're pregnant, nursing, with serious medical conditions or medications. And we always like to talk about spacing medications and essential oils, spacing medications and CBD, spacing medications and some of our teas sometimes, because herbs and medications can kind of mimic one another. So you don't want your holistic preparation and your holistic healing to interfere with your traditional healing. Again, always let your doctor know what you're doing. More is not better. And I can't stress this enough. People think that like more perfume is better, more essential oil makes it smell better. These essential oils are so powerful that sometimes one drop can do the trick, let alone however much you need to dilute it for it to get to a place where it heals whatever you're looking to address. So more is not better. Start low and increase as you know what your tolerance is, okay? And again, diffuse for up to 30 minutes at a time so that you're not overwhelming your senses and you can truly enjoy all the benefits that essential oil has to offer. So with that, that is my part. I'm going to give it back to Dr. Rita so she can introduce these wonderful ladies. I am Dr. Joy Smith, and if you are on our Facebook group, or even if you're just on Facebook and you want to be Facebook friends, I'm Joy Marcel Smith in that space. And here is my website and my email if you need to talk to me. So thank you, Dr. Rita. I really appreciate this time, and I'll give it back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joy Smith. We're going to take questions in a couple of minutes. I recorded all the questions that are coming through the chat. Thank you again. We're going to bring up Karen M. Williams. Karen, are you going to share your slide now?
Yes, I'm clicking the button now, Dr. Rita.
I'm going to grab my charger so I don't lose you all. Be right back.
See if I can pull everything up here so everyone can see. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you so well, Karen. And so Karen is so excited to bring her up. She's a relatively new business partner here at Wakana, and Karen's passion is connecting with people and helping them transform their lives. This has led her to train as a certified herbalist and essential oil enthusiast for the last 17 years. And now she is a CBD entrepreneur. Her focus is wellness, purpose, and abundance for herself and others. I love, love, love this very powerful note, Karen. and I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Rita, and thank you, Dr. Joy. I'm more than thrilled to be amongst a bunch of kindred spirits, as we say, especially when it comes to essential oils for the discussion tonight. And also, of course, our newest love, as Dr. Joy mentioned, CBD. So the two worlds obviously join together, and it's a natural coupling of things. So I'm really humbled to be a part of this doctor panel. So I'm really grateful for that opportunity. And tonight I'll be talking to you about the eucalyptus radiata essential oil and also the tea tree oil. So we'll start with eucalyptus radiata, and the Wakana eucalyptus oil is 100% organic, and it helps us in terms of relieving different types of, it assists in relieving different types of conditions that we may have, whether it's asthma, bronchitis, muscle aches, all types of headaches. Eucalyptus is something you should have, I believe, in every home. And there is a lot of different prevention aspects to it, but let me give you a little bit of background in terms of the actual plant itself. Eucalyptus is, its origins are in Australia, and the leaves are on an evergreen tree aspect. It's a part of the myrtle plant family, and it's commonly steam distilled. Most of you have smelled eucalyptus in a lot of different medicinal capacities. So if you kind of think of Vicks Vapor Rub, there's a eucalyptus component to that. But we're talking about 100% organic eucalyptus. So this is much more powerful, if you will. Eucalyptus is very popular for use for skincare. So you'll find the product used in different products for salons and spas in terms of treatments for caring for self-care. And it's used to promote a stimulating and rejuvenating environment when it's diffused. So the soothing scent of eucalyptus is like the perfect addition, like before bedtime, or if you feel you have any type of congestion and you'd like to assist in clearing any type of sinus or breathing capacities, you can also topically apply eucalyptus, preferably with a carrier oil until you know your sensitivities, like Dr. Joy mentioned earlier. You can apply it to your chest. If that is a place that you feel, you know, while you're about to go to bed, you can inhale it while you're sleeping. And also on your back, depending on if you have any tension from any muscle ache or Dr. Rita's workout, for example. So eucalyptus is antibacterial, anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory. So there's a lot of powerful uses for eucalyptus, and it's an essential oil that I'm grateful to see that we have as a standalone product, but it's also in First Defense as well as our essential defense products. So everyone's covered for purchasing those products to get eucalyptus oil, which is a part of that. But there is one note that it's not suited for oral consumption. So be sure to use it for topical use. You can use it with a carrier oil, like in the slide I mentioned, organic MCT, or an almond oil, or any type of carrier oil. And aromatically, once again, you can take a drop and rub that drop or two in the palm of your hands. We talk about activating oils by rubbing in a circular fashion in the palm of your hands 2 or 3 times. That kind of gets the energy exchange. You rub your hands together and you kind of make a TP over your nose and take some deep breaths in to get the eucalyptus smell up to that limbic nerve that Dr. Joy was referring to. And that's another way to take the essential oil in quickly, and it goes to where you need it the most. regarding tea tree oil, I will say that the tea tree oil is 100% organic, Wakana's tea tree oil. And it's pretty much known for being an insect repellent, antiseptic for scrapes. It can be, and it is, an all-purpose sanitizer, and it's good for skincare as well. So it is used topically primarily, but you can also use it aromatically. So, but topically, you once again want to blend your drops with a carrier oil and mix that together, and you can apply tea tree to your skin in order to protect it, if you will. And aromatically, you can take it in the same way you took in the eucalyptus oil. But it's not for oral consumption, and we also give cautions about keeping your oils out of the reach of children. The bottles are really cute and kids like the colors, so be careful about that. But you want to avoid using tea tree oil on your mucous membranes. It's very strong as well. An additional background about tea tree, it's kind of medicinal smelling, it's very fresh, it's earthy, it's kind of woody, so it's very herbal, if you will. So it's known for its cleansing and its purity. It is also more commonly known as Melaleuca alterfolia. I don't always say that right, but tea tree has become kind of its nickname, if you will. So it's one of the most widely used and extensively researched essential oils. And once again, I'll tell you, all oils should be in every home, but this is a must-have oil as well that you should have. And tea tree is great for cleaning because of its refreshing scent. And you can also use it to clear your home. So, you know, if you have some type of scent that you really want to get rid of, tea tree is really good for that as well. You can make homemade household cleaners. As Dr. Joy mentioned, DIY, do it yourself. You can do air fresheners, and you can create linen spritzers with essential oils. Some people use it as well in their beauty routines to incorporate moisturizing into skincare and for hair treatments. So these are really versatile essential oils. We're just scratching the surface on how they can be used. I wanted to just give you a brief overview of two really powerhouse oils that are in our products, First Defense and Essential Defense. And it's been my pleasure to bring this to you tonight. And I want to hand it back over to Dr. Rita.
Fantastic, Karen. Wow, I cannot wait for you ladies to answer these questions, because these questions are really good questions that everyone is waiting to hear the answers. But we're going to end it with Dr. Betty Smith, and then we'll open it up for our questions.